Our cameras to court side as we pick up the starting lineups in progress. Harrison will be the visitors on the scoreboard. Starting at the guard position for the Goblins of Harrison, a 6'1" senior, number 35. There's Tyler Lee. For the Hot Springs Lakeside Rams at guard, a 6' senior, number 12, Darren Wallace. For the Goblins of Harrison, a 6'3" senior. He'll play at the post position some, and obviously at guard and forward. He's a good swing man for the Goblins. That's number 12, Zach Roth. For the Rams, a 6'2" senior, number 40, 6' junior, I should say, number 45, Andy Breakbill. For the Goblins, certainly as Jimmy mentioned, one of the key players, that's Tommy Edwards, a 6'3" senior, play the forward position. For the Rams, number 31, a 6'2" senior, Ken Egelberger. For the Goblins of Harrison, another 6'1" senior, number 32, Cody Estes. Kind of the unsung hero. Back last year, set a record, a number of steals in the championship game. And for the Rams, a 6'5" junior, number 51, Chris Wilkinson. For the Goblins, playing in the post position, a 6'5" senior, number 50, Matt Magnus. And the guy we'll have to watch, and the guy the Goblins will have to take care of tonight, a 6'7" senior, number 32, Landon Trusty, averaging over 17 points a game in regular season. Well, Jimmy, that's the starting lineups for both ball clubs. The teams sitting at their respective benches have their home crowd behind them, and you know, I really believe in the game at Harrison when Crossett and the Goblins were playing each other, that home court advantage, along with that massive group of fans from Harrison there, and you know, it's the noisiest game I think I've ever done since I've been in broadcasting. If we can get this thing rocking down here tonight, that's such a momentum builder for a team to have that many people here.
That's right, Dennis, and I don't think we have to worry about that. I think once the ball game gets going, the adrenaline, the emotion from the fans will feed off to the team, and I'm just excited. I think this is going to be a great matchup. Hot Springs, again, Landon Trusty being their go-to guy. We're just going to have to keep an eye on him, keep him out of the paint, because when he goes down low, there's no one going to stop him.
Well, these two teams coming in both well-coached, very disciplined play, a different style of play than what we saw in the Crossett game, Jim. I think you're going to see these teams match up well. In fact, style-wise, they're inside-outside type ball clubs. They like to push the ball down the court, and let's see what happens here. You can already see the aggressiveness of both ball clubs. Harrison's going to get it. It was flash touched by Lakeside. So the Rams will be on defense. The Goblins will have the basketball to start it off, and we are in Pine Bluff at the Convention Center. The championship game between Hot Springs Lakeside and the Goblins of Harrison. Tyler Lee takes the first shot of the ball game, and there's Trusty coming in with that 6'7" frame to get the rebound for the Rams. The Rams have the basketball. We'll set up their offensive game for them. Wallace has it on the far side. Trusty will slip down at that low post. He can shoot inside or out. Actually, he's an excellent shooter from the outside for a big man. A very versatile player for them. And Goblins right now, Jim, look like they're going to set up in that zone. And there's what they can do as well. They've got a great outside shooting game.
Yeah, nice shot there. Harrison in the 1-3 zone. They're going to have to extend it out like they did against Crossett.
Matt Magnus, turnaround move. Good job by Magnus. If they can establish some inside game as well as the outside shooting the Goblins have, that will be a big plus for Harrison.
Nobody can stop Matt when he gets the ball down that low, Dennis.
3-2 is our score. Lakeside leading by 1. They have the basketball, as we mentioned. 1-3-1 defense being played by Harrison. Another shot from the outside. This is in and out, no good. Trusty comes up with it and off the glass.
There he is, Dennis. You got to get the offensive rebound. Can't give him second chance points.
The Goblins have the basketball right now, trailing by 3 and a turnover. I'll have to try to keep up with these turnovers. Jimmy, you help me a little bit.
Okay.
I want to make sure we keep up with the turnovers. It will be a very important factor in this ball game. I still say turnovers and free throws win and lose ball games, and we've seen that in the tournament playoff part of it at Harrison in several games there. Trusty down low, Magnus on him, double team. They dump it down underneath. Shot up by the junior, won't go. Rebound Edwards.
Good job by Tommy blocking out on that time.
Wilkinson in there. He's got a big frame as well at 6'5", so they've got some height. Nice move to the basket and the whistle. Good move, and that's what Harrison will have to do, Jim. We talked about penetration. They can't stand around outside and pass it around. They're going to have to penetrate. They're going to have to take the open shot when they get it.
Yeah, Tommy had the ball on the wing, trying to do a little one-on-one, but was cut off, and so he brought it back out. Cody slipped in the lane there, going to the basket. Good pass by Tommy. Good acknowledgement. Cody going to go shoot two. Missed the first one. Let's see if we can get the second.
Important that we make these free throws. Estes at the free throw line, misses the first. That foul was on Wallace, his first foul of the ball game. So Estes gets 1 out of 2 from the free throw line, and 5-3 is our score. The Rams from Lakeside of Hot Springs leading in this one with 6 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Dennis King, Jim Kirkland high above courtside here at the Convention Center in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. The championship game of 4A. As a matter of fact, the best 10 teams out of the state of Arkansas, Class A, AA, AAA, 4A, and 5A, all matching up here to take on either the championship or the runner-up trophy in each of their respective classes here this weekend. Shot from outside, in and out, no good by Brakehill. Rebound Roth, and Roth is going to have to do a good job of getting position underneath. He has a good ability to get that rebound. Here's Edwards with a shot, won't go in.
Tommy forced that one a little bit, Dennis.
And we're going to have a timeout on the floor, the first timeout of the ball game. We'll take one as well. 5:21 left to play in the first period. It's the Rams 5, the Goblins 3. Back at the Pine Bluff Convention Center, a quick 20-second timeout called by the Rams. Tommy White, the head coach of the Rams ball club. Coach Lyndall Thomas, the head coach of the Goblins. Hot Springs takes a shot from outside. It's an air ball by Eckelberger. Here come the Goblins. Tommy Edwards across the way. Tyler Lee will set it up at the point. Harrison trying to mix it up a little bit. Isolation. Edwards down low. Fall away jumper. Gets in behind the backboard. Comes back. Gets his own rebound.
Way to hustle there by Tommy. Just maintained with it. Good entry-level pass by Tyler that time. Matt, again, get the ball down low to him. There ain't nobody going to stop him. And that time he's got 4 points to start the ball game.
So the Goblins tied up on a nice basket by Matt Magnus, his second field goal of the ball game. The Rams have the basketball. Again, the Goblins in the 1-3-1 matchup, trying to contain the inside game. They'll also have to respect the outside shooting of Hot Springs. The Lakeside Rams with the big men inside and the outside shooters as well. Wallace puts up a three and gets it.
Nice shot by Darren Wallace that time. Tommy had a hand in his face, but he just stepped up there and hit the three.
So Wallace with his three-point basket puts the Lakeside Rams up by 3. And here come the Goblins on the offense. Screen out front and the roll to the basket by Magnus off the glass.
Nice two-man game there by Tyler and Matt that time. Matt set the screen, rolled off of it. Tyler saw that. Wide open layup for Matt that time.
So Hot Springs now with the basketball. Lakeside out front with it. Across the way, they give it to Brakebill. Back to Eckelberger in the corner. Brakebill has it. Big man down low. Trusty, little fall away jumper. Gets it. Going to have to keep him from getting the basketball. They can't let him take that entry pass and face the basket.
That's right, Dennis. That was too easy for him. And just like Harrison's situation with Matt down low, when he gets the ball down low, there's no one going to stop him. That time, Matt got him on the elbow. He connected with the field goal. Has a possible three-point play.
I think the foul was on Matt Magnus. Trusty misses the free throw, and the Goblins have the basketball. Lakeside up by 3, 10-7 our score with 3:20 left to play here in the first period. Dennis King, Jim Kirkland high above courtside in the press box facility here at the Pine Bluff Convention Center as we bring you the championship game of 4A. Zach Rod to the basket. Nice move by Rod.
Good motion without the ball that time by Zach. He just kind of slipped in there and found a seam. Tommy, good bullet pass into him. Kissed it off for 2.
So the Rams have it on the offensive end. Eckelberger near side. Gives it in the corner. Brakebill has it. Back in the corner now. Trusty's come out from the post position. They'll have to honor him. He can shoot right there as well. There shows you kind of shooter he is.
That's right, Dennis. He can go in or out, just like we talked about in the pregame. That time he's showing his outside shooting skills, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Just an outstanding athlete. Let's see about our three-point shooter. There's Tommy Edwards. Yep.
There's our game breaker, Dennis, over there on the three-point line. They acknowledged him over there. Good to see Tommy get his first bucket.
Tommy Edwards with his first basket of the ball game gets a big three for the Goblins. Right now, 13-12 our score. The Lakeside Rams leading by 1. Another shot from outside. Breakville puts it up. It won't go. Knocked around. Here comes Estes with the basketball. Goblins in transition.
Good job by Cody to hold it up that time.
Tyler Lee gets in the air and a whistle. Almost in trouble that time was Tyler Lee. You do not, let's see, they're going to call it against the Goblins.
I'm not sure what they called. They called something on Matt that time. I think a hold down below, away from the ball.
So Matt Magnus picks up his second foul of the ball game, and he's going to come out. Brian Sugg will check in for the Goblins. Sugg, a 6'2" junior.
And excuse me, Dennis, if Brian Sugg can play like he did the last 3 games of the state tournament, we're not going to be in trouble. Brian has come in and done a great job as a 6th man.
Certainly has. He's a good, versatile player out there for the Goblins. The Rams with the basketball. Moving it on the outside. They're 2 big men at the high and the low post position. Wallace tries to move inside. Goblins now in a man-to-man defense. They've jumped back into man-to-man. They'll switch up their scheme a lot, trying to keep the ball away from the Rams.
Excuse me, Dennis, tried to lob pass that time over to Trusty. Zach got a hand on it, went off Tommy's foot.
Trusty with the basketball on the inbounds play. Gets it in the corner to Wallace, back out front. They'll reverse it to the other side. Got to respect Breakville as well. He's hit a three-pointer here early in the ball game. 1:20 left to play here in the first. The Goblins trailing by 1. Another shot by Wallace from the outside.
Got to get a hand in his face. Those uncontested threes out there, that's what they did in Harrison at the state tournament there. They just were hot outside on the three-point range, and they've come out here smoking again tonight, Dennis.
Darren Wallace with his second three-pointer of the ball game. 16-12, under a minute to play in the first. Brian Sugg in traffic, can't get rid of the basketball. Tyler Lee picks it up. Lee's going to take it inside and gets it blocked. 6'7" man puts it in the bleachers almost that time. The Rams on the move, they lose the basketball. Tommy Edwards almost throws it away. Edwards comes down, dumps it in the air, tips it back in, gets it.
Good job by Tommy that time. Got intimidated, and Wilkinson went up to contest the shot, but he stayed with it, reached back and tipped it in.
There it shows, 27 seconds left here in the first period. Right now, the Goblins trailing by 2. 16-14 our score, and the Rams are going to set up for 1.
Harrison back in the 1-3-1 for this last possession.
So the Goblins drop back into their matchup. Both teams a little tired out there. They've been running up and down the court, playing both ends of it so far in this ball game. We knew it would be like that. These two teams match up extremely well together. Trusty takes it inside, puts up a shot on the run, won't go, and the buzzer goes off, and after 1 quarter of play, the Goblins of Harrison trail the Rams from Lakeside by 2. We'll be back right after this. Well, that shows you some of the fans that have made their way down here to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. The championship game between the Goblins and the Lakeside Rams. Dennis King, Jim Kirkland, as we view the ball game from high in the press facilities here at the Convention Center in Pine Bluff. The second quarter starting, and the Rams have the basketball with a 2-point lead.
Harrison back into man-to-man, Dennis.
Offensive foul is going to be called. Nice call that time as Chris Wilkinson turned and dropped that shoulder. Jim, we talk about that all the time. When you drop the shoulder, the official's going to call that offensive foul.
A good job by Tommy that time. He saw the lob pass coming. He was playing weak side defense that time. Came over to give Brian some help and just stood his ground and took the charge.
Here come the Goblins. Lakeside getting a late start on defense. Tommy Edwards wants the basketball. Now he's going to pull outside. Roth breaks inside, gets the layup.
Good recognition by Tyler that time. Kind of got hung up on the wing down here. Zach moving without the ball like Coach Thomas wants him to. Went back door for the easy layup.
So we're all tied at 16. The first time the Goblins have tied this one up since the get-go. 7:20 left to play here in the second quarter. The Rams with the basketball, again trying to go inside. Harrison doing a good job of keeping him from getting that lob in, Jim.
Last 2 times, like I said, Lindell out of the period there, went back to the man-to-man. I think it's confused Hot Springs a little bit. They're having a tough time getting the entry pass in with Harrison's quickness.
Let's see what the Goblins do here on this possession. Tyler Lee tries to dump it off, and the ball goes to the floor. Turnover on the Goblins, both teams with 2 turnovers here in the first half. Both teams doing a good job turnover-wise and foul-wise, each with 2 team fouls here in the second quarter. Across the way with the basketball is Breakbill. Gives it back out front, reverses it to the near side. Eckelberger has it, guarded by Edwards. Goblins jumping out into that man-to-man defense. Almost knocked away. Tyler Lee with the quick hands out front. Gives it back. Breakbill has it way out at the center court line. They'd like to keep them out that far, I'm sure. Goblins doing a good job defensively so far against the 2 big men, working at the high and the low post position.
Good defense by Harrison that time. Good ball pressure.
That time they lob it in to Trusty, and about all they can do when he gets the ball, Jim, is they're going to have to foul him. He squares up to the basket. He's too tall.
Yes, he is, Dennis. That was just an excellent entry pass in there. That was the only place that he was able to get the ball in there to him. Just a nice pass. Trusty got down low. Looks like the foul would be on Cody, I think.
You know, they do everything really good here, but they don't put the player fouls up, so we're going to have to listen and keep up with them. They do not show them up on the scoreboard, and I don't know why. They've got the position to show them, but they're not putting them up there. So we'll try our best to keep up with them ourselves here. Landon Trusty gets a pair of free throws, and a timeout's going to be called by Lakeside, so we'll take one with them. 16. Good look at the student body making their way down here to support the Goblins. And with this time, we'd like to read an announcement from the AAA. The schools participating in this state basketball tournament are all members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school boards. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. And the 2 teams are back out on the court. The Goblins have the basketball, and they trail by 2. They are visitors on the scoreboard. So when you see the scoreboard come up, the Goblins are visitors in their dark uniforms, their dark blues, Lakeside in their white. Harrison with the basketball, Lakeside in the man-to-man defense as well. Estes breaks into the paint, gets a little jumper from 10 foot away.
I'll tell you what, Harrison's doing a tremendous job of moving without the ball so far in this ball game, and seeing that and recognizing the open spot about 10 to 12 feet away, and a few layups also.
So we're all tied at 18 with 5:34 left to play here in the second period. The Rams from Lakeside have the basketball. Again, both teams matching up extremely well in this contest.
Trusty wanting the ball down low. Zach trying to get around him there.
Once he gets it there, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Nice entry pass there by Eckelberger that time into Trusty.
Somebody's going to have to help on the backside. They're going to have to double team. The offside defensive player is going to have to come in on the backside on him.
That's right, Dennis.
Estes makes the move, Suggs underneath, gets it off the glass.
Good job, good penetration by Cody. Harrison is finding the seam in there in the lane right there, and they're getting some easy buckets.
All tied again at 20. The Rams from Lakeside with the basketball as they walk it across the midcourt line. Across the way is Wilkinson. Underneath, Trusty, one-handed shot. What an athlete.
Yeah, I think Lindell's going to have to make an adjustment to try to stop him, Trusty getting the ball down so easy down low, because once he's there, it's automatic 2 points.
Hot Springs Lakeside up by 2, 22-20 our score. The Goblins with the basketball. Edwards wanted it, puts up a shot, tipped in by Roth.
Good job by Zach Roth that time to attack the board. Left-handed tip in off the glass. What a pretty shot.
Again, we're tied up, and it has been tied numerous times in this ball game so far. 22-22 our score. 4:14 left to play here in the second period.
Looks like Harrison back in the zone.
Ball knocked around a couple of times. The Goblins are going to come out with it. Good job defensively that time.
Yeah, Lindell went back to his zone on that possession down and kind of threw Hot Springs Lakeside off a little bit.
Let's see what the Goblins do on this possession. Zach Roth goes baseline. We're going to have a reach-in foul.
Good job by Zach that time to penetrate in and got the blocking foul.
Foul's going to go against Eckelberger. His first foul of the ball game. 15 foul on the Rams. Way out front, they get it to Edwards. Tyler Lee will set up the offense once again. 22 all is our score. Zach Roth on the near side. Tries to penetrate, dumps it down low.
Nice pass by Zach that time. Tommy going in, cut to the backdoor cut. Zach saw him off the corner of his eyes. Good recognition by Zach that time. Harrison got the lead.
Well, the Goblin fans are on their feet. And they have got the numbers here at the Pine Bluff Convention Center. The Goblins take the lead for the first time in the ball game. 24-22 our score. 3:20 left to play here in the first half. With the basketball is Wilkinson. He's coming out to the high post position across the way. Back out front. Shot up by Wallace, goes in good. They'll have to get in his face.
Wallace has made 3 threes out there already, Dennis, and like you said, somebody's going to have to get in his face. That's too easy for him.
They'll have to honor the outside game as well as the inside game of the Rams. Lakeside leading by 1, 25-24. Harrison with the basketball. Tyler Lee takes it to the far side of the court. Edwards has it. Estes dribbles across, sees an opening, takes it to the paint, gets it.
Good job by Cody that time. Harrison just doing a fantastic job of moving, his setting screens, getting the open look, getting the open seam, and that time Cody banked it off the glass for 2.
The Goblins taking the lead back by 1, 26-25, just over 2 minutes left to play here in the first half. Shot from the three-point line by Eckelberger. Won't go in. Estes with a nice rebound.
Good block out by Cody. I think that's who Linda wants to shoot that 3 is Eckelberger out there. That time he baited him in to shoot it, and he missed it.
Harrison has the basketball. Right now leading by a point. Roth on the near side. Tyler Lee's at the point position. Brian Suggs in the ball game. Nice inside pass. Roth has it. Let's see who comes out with it. Going to have a reach-in foul, so that was another foul, and that's on Wilkinson. That's 2 on him.
With 2 minutes to go, it might have to set Wilkinson out to avoid picking up his 3rd foul, but looks like Coach White's going to leave him in.
6'5", junior. Roth, turnover underneath, couldn't get a handle on it. He was wide open, too.
Tough break by the Goblins that time.
So they're going to take Wilkinson out of the ball game and bring in another key player. One of their first substitutes is Mike Howard. He's a 6'5", junior, so they go from 6'5" to 6'5" and don't give up any inches.
Looks like they got a few pounds on that substitution,
and they gained a little width. Timeout's going to be called by Lakeside. It's a 20-second timeout. We're just going to keep it right here. We are at the Hot Springs. We're at the Pine Bluff Convention Center. The Hot Springs is playing. I almost got us confused there. Jim Kirkland, Dennis King, as we bring you the championship game in 4A. The Goblins making it to the Pine Bluff Convention Center for the finals of this tournament, coming in with a record of 20-3, number 2 seed out of the West, but actually a 3-way tie for that first place position, Searcy, Greenwood, and Harrison. And the other 2 teams obviously didn't make it this far. Harrison is here representing the West, and number 1 seed out of the Southwest, making it all the way through the state playoffs to this championship game, the Hot Springs Lakeside Rams. And right now, the Goblins up by 1, 26-25. The Rams have the basketball. Harrison jumping back into the zone, and wow, big 3-point basket by Breakville.
Well, I tell you what, a great shooting ball club that is. That's 2 for Breakville that time. Nothing but string music.
28-26. The Rams pick up a 2-point lead. Just over a minute to play here in the first half. It's been a battle in this one. We thought it would be. 2 outstanding ball clubs and matching up extremely well together. Coach Thomas is going to take a timeout with 1:21 left here in the second quarter. We'll take one with him. The Goblins trail by 2. A nice shot by Edwards, and Tommy Edwards ties it up again for the Goblins.
Great inbounds play that time. Just lob it up there for Tommy. He jumped up and put it in the hole.
9 points in the game for Tommy Edwards. Just over a minute to play in the second quarter. The Rams with the basketball. Again, it is tied up for about the 8th time, I guess, in this ball game so far. Rams miss a shot, but get an easy one underneath.
Got the offensive rebound that time. Howard just stayed with it there and put it off the glass for 2.
30-28. The Rams leading by 2. Goblins have it across the midcourt line as Tyler Lee gives it to Roth. Tommy Edwards going to square for the 3. Short this time, won't go. Ball's going to go out of bounds. So the Rams will have it, probably set up for one last shot before they go into the locker room at halftime.
Tommy kind of hurried his shot that time. This wasn't a good fluid motion that we normally see from him. So we'll see what Harrison can do on the defensive side the last 30 seconds.
Harrison's going to stay in that 1-3-1. I think that's probably a wise decision by Coach Lyndall Thomas. Right now, the Rams are just going to pass it around, run that clock down probably at about 12-15 seconds before they set up their last shot. Again, they've got the inside game as well as the outside game. Trusty in there at 6'7", Howard in the ball game at 6'5", and they've got some outside shooters as well. Not a very good shot by the Rams, but they steal the basketball and put up one at the buzzer. It does not go. And the Goblins and the Rams head to the locker room after one half of play. Harrison trailing Lakeside by 2. We'll be back with some halftime stats in just a moment. Back at Pine Bluff at the Convention Center. Dennis King along with Jim Kirkland. It's halftime. The Goblins trail by 2 at the end of the first quarter, Jim, and they trail by 2 at halftime, so no worse off than they were at the end of the 1 quarter of play. We talked about how these two teams matched up in our pregame show, and it's really proven to be true. 2 physical ball clubs, both with some size inside, with the quickness outside, and we've seen the lead exchange hands numerous times already in this ball game.
That's right, Dennis, and Harrison has just done a fantastic job on the offensive side of moving without the basketball. They've gotten some easy looks, a lot of backdoor plays, a lot of easy 10 to 12-foot jumpers that uncontested, so they're moving without the ball. On the other side, Hot Springs, 6 3-pointers. 18 of their 30 points have come behind the arc out there, so Harrison's going to have to readjust, try to get some pressure in those guys' faces.
You know, one thing, it looks like the Goblins, and they have changed their defensive scheme several times during the first half of play, jumping in and out from the man-to-man to the 1-3-1 matchup. The one thing they've been concerned about was the big 6'7" Trusty inside, but and he has gotten his points, and he will get the points, especially if he touches the basketball. There's not a whole lot you can do. He gets it on the low block, he's going to score or get fouled. That's about all you can do with him. They're going to also have to remember that they do have that outside shooting. They've got Wallace, who's had some baskets out front, and Breakbill, both with 3-pointers, and they can shoot the 3-pointer, so they can't back off and let them have an open look at the basket. But again, they're going to have to watch that backside on Trusty, because if he gets it up front, if somebody doesn't help on the backside to keep him from turning around and squaring up the basket, he's going to wear him out.
That's right, and I think Lindell's going to do some adjusting at halftime to keep him from getting the ball so easy down there on the low block. Like you said, the backside help. double teaming there. Lindell has thrown in the 1-3-1, switched it to a man a couple different times to kind of throw Hot Springs off a little bit. It has worked, but one thing I think this basketball team has been doing all year long is that they've been focused. I think they're going to come out focused this second half. They've got 2 more quarters of basketball left. These 5 seniors are not going to say die, and I just can't wait for it to happen.
Well, this is the third opportunity, I guess, or actually they had their third opportunity last year for the Goblins to pick up the 3rd state championship in the history of Goblin basketball in the boys division. They won it in 1967. They won it in 1984. As a matter of fact, Coach Lyndall Thomas was the head coach of that 1984 team, so he would certainly like to repeat again here in the new millennium, 2000. I'm sure. On the other hand, the Rams, it was 1945 when they won the last championship game in the boys division, so it's been a long dry spell for the Rams. They certainly have the talent this year to do it, and they are led by about 3 top seniors in the state of Arkansas, and Landon Trusty, one of those top seniors, outstanding football player. He was the quarterback for the Rams this year, going on to play at Central Arkansas on a scholarship in football, but he's a great basketball player as well. The 2 teams are in the locker room. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and talk about how these 2 teams got to the Pine Bluff Convention Center in the championship game right after this. At Pine Bluff at the Convention Center, Dennis King along with Jim Kirkland. It's halftime. The Goblins trailing the Rams from Lakeside by 2, 30-28, our halftime score. And Jim, let's look at how these 2 teams made their way to Pine Bluff this year. Of course, Harrison was the host city and the Spook House was the host location for the state playoffs this year, and they did a superb job. And again, our congratulations to Coach Tom Tice and all of his staff and all the volunteers that made that tournament a great success, and it was certainly a success this year. And not only was it a success, but the Goblins took advantage of the home court look, and the Goblins are here tonight trying to take home the big trophy in the championship game. The Lakeside Rams, on the other hand, in the first game of the tournament, Jim, they took on Morrilton and had no problems with Morrilton. That game was a 60-28 score. Lakeside cruising past the Devil Dogs from Morrilton. In the second round of the tournament, Lakeside took on Paragould. 57-43 was the score in that one. Paragould played them good the first half, and then Lakeside took over in the second half of the ball game. In the third game of the tournament for Lakeside, they defeated their old nemesis, Lake Hamilton Wolves. Final score in that one, 69-55, and that's the 4th game of the year that Lakeside had defeated their hometown rival, Lake Hamilton, in the regular season and a couple of tournaments they played in. So they managed to get them 4-0 on the year and moving into the championship game. On the other hand, the Goblins of Harrison, the first game took on Hot Springs, 52-49. It was a close ball game. Hot Springs had some talent there, and that was a tough one for the Goblins. Second game of the tournament, not a lot of problems as they took out Osceola. Final score in that one, 80-54. A very big scoring game, and that's one Tommy Edwards really capitalized on. The third game was a tough one for the Goblins as they took on top-ranked Crossett, and the Crossett Eagles gave them all they wanted in that one, and we talked about the noisy atmosphere of the Spook House in that semifinal game. Very talented team from Crossett coming to the Spook House, and the Goblins picking up a huge win and just playing great as a team, and that sent them into the finals here at Pine Bluff, Jim. And as we mentioned, this is an opportunity for the Goblins. They pulled the opportunity last year in overtime. Watson Chapel winning that game. Disappointing loss for the Goblins. All except 2 players back, and this is a very talented ball club. I did a little checking around, Jim, and I don't think there's in history that there's ever been a team win the football state championship and turn around and win the basketball state championship. We'd certainly like to set some history right here in this new millennium.
You betcha.
Again, the girls are here as well. The Lady Goblins will be playing on Saturday night. They'll be taking on Searcy. So we have both of the ball clubs from Harrison down here at the Pine Bluff Convention Center. Congratulations to both for making that tough road to the final game of the 4A, and both of them are here today. We're going to take another break. We're about a minute away from the start of the second half. The Goblins trailing Lakeside by 2. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, there's a look across the way. There's Jim Johnson and Mike Yarbrough, and I believe Jim Johnson just won a new Southwestern Bell phone in a free throw contest.
Jim still got his free throw touch left, it still seems like. Just a great job by Jim.
We're back to action. Matt Magnus puts one up, misses the shot. Just couldn't finish it that time. He's back in the ball game, and we start the third quarter of play here at the Pine Bluff Convention Center. The Lakeside Rams leading by 2, 30-28. The Goblins miss a good opportunity to take on that shot. Just couldn't finish it up. Trusty with the basketball as he comes out front.
Harrison back into man-to-man after halftime.
So man-to-man coverage by the Goblins right now. Let's see what happens. Edwards steals the basketball. Turnover on the Rams. And Edwards loses a handle on it, steps on the line, so gets it right back.
Tough break by Tommy that time. He might have gotten pushed from behind there a little bit. Official didn't see a little no call there, and he was laying on the out-of-bounds line when the ball hit him.
Good hustle anyway by Edwards. Rams have it back with a 2-point lead. 30-28 is our score. Wilkinson gets it inside, puts it up a little too strong. Nice rebound by Estes on the far side. So the Rams miss an easy opportunity underneath as well. Harrison with the basketball. The Goblins trailing by 2. Third quarter of play here at the Pine Bluff Convention Center. The championship game for all the marbles. Estes takes it strong. Magnus with the rebound, gets it.
Good job by Matt that time. Tipped it up to himself, got control of it, kissed it off the glass for 2, but good move by Cody that time to split the seam there and get inside.
Matt Magnus with 8 points in the ball game has had a great game so far, playing with 2 personal fouls. The big man inside.
There it is. Ooh,
blocking foul going to be called. He was moving a little bit from the side that time.
Yeah, he didn't get there quite in time there, Dennis. But like you had said in the halftime interview, there is that we needed some backside help that way. Coach Thomas sees that too, and Cody just got there a split second too late.
Estes picking up his second foul of the ball game. Wilkinson can't hang on to it, and they turn it over. So a couple of costly turnovers on the Rams here to start the third quarter. Let's see if the Goblins can capitalize. It's all tied at 30.
Tough break by Hot Springs Lakeside that time. Wilkinson had an easy 2 right there if he could have just held on to the ball.
Coach Tommy White not very happy about that turnover. Tommy Edwards is going to pull one from the corner, takes a little stutter step back, puts it up high, and won't go. Rebound. Here come the Rams. Breakbill has it on the near side. At the top of the key, they give it to Trusty. They'll have to honor his outside game as well. As you mentioned, I think the guy they want to shoot it is Eckelberger. They're going to back off on him. Trusty inside, puts it up and a whistle.
Yeah, they're just lobbing it over us, Dennis. On Zach's trying to get around him to front him. Entry-level passes are going in there over Zach's head, and Cody and Tyler that time. On that time, Tyler just a split second too late is going to send him to the line and make him earn it.
Well, if they're going to go man-to-man, I would take the player that's guarding Eckelberger off of him and let him double-team inside on Trusty, because Eckelberger doesn't look like he's going to be a threat from the outside at all.
what a good free throw shooting technique that Trusty does have. Just a fine basketball player.
Makes a pair of them. And we've got a new player in, as a guy I just mentioned, Eckelberger's going to go out, so maybe they heard what I said on that one. They're going to send number 25, Chris Atkinson, in. He's a 6-foot junior.
Hot Springs a little half-court pressure right here.
Estes pulls one from three-point line, misses everything. Ball down to Wallace. Goblins certainly want to stay close to this talented team from Lakeside. You wouldn't want to let them get a big lead on you. They have all the weapons. Atkinson has it, tries to penetrate. Stolen by Lee, cut off the passing lane. Going to be an easy one at the other end. Nice play by Tyler Lee.
Newcomer Atkinson that time came in, made a bad pass. Good rotation by Tyler that time. Tipped the pass and went down for the easy layup.
And looks like he's going to come right back out of the ball game. I'd say Eckelberger's going to go back in.
The caliber of this game, one too many mistakes, you're going to get pulled.
Shot from the outside. Wow, that was Wallace. 4 3-pointers in the ball game for Wallace.
He didn't cool off at halftime, Dennis. He still come out here firing away, and I think all 4 of his 3-pointers have been nothing but the net.
And he's a quick shooter. He shot that one on the run. Roth with it, gives it to Estes on the far side. Goblins have it. Roth, 10 foot away, puts up a jumper and gets it along with a foul.
Nice job by Cody that time. Was going to kick it back out to the point to Tyler. Zach's moved up into the high post area there. Nobody guarding him. Cody fed him the ball. Zach, good concentration. Hit the shot and got the foul. Possible full-fashion 3-point play.
Eckelberger's going to come back in. Atkinson will go out. I think that foul was on Wilkinson. If it was, I have him for 3.
Yeah, it's tough to find out, Dennis, here.
Roth misses the free throw. Ball comes back to the Goblins. Good hustle by Zach Roth. No foul call. A lot of contact that time. Everybody going after the basketball. 35-34. Roth inside. Throws it away. Nobody was there. And the Goblins turn it over.
Yeah, Zach had a good read that time, but no one was there on the weak side there to accept the pass. So turnover by Harrison.
Wilkinson will go out, and Howard will check back in. So they trade 6'5" juniors. Didn't see a lot of loss when Howard was in there last time. He had 1 basket in the second quarter. 35-34. The Rams with a 1-point lead and the ball. Howard wanting it down low. Magnus on him. Trusty gets it back to Eckelberger. They're going to let him shoot all day long.
Yeah, I think they've recognized that, Dennis.
Got to be careful with the other guard play. They're going to let him put up another one. Misses it, so play pays off again as they bait him to the shot. Here come the Goblins in transition. Tommy Edwards on the near side. Estes, 15 foot away. Short, won't go. Rebound. Let's see who comes out with it. Going to give it to the Rams.
Yeah, officials looked at one another there. That was a good call by the officials. That time Matt slapped it out of bounds.
Long pass across the way. They give it to Trusty, and he's going to dribble it across the center court line. The 6'7" man for the Rams. Little running jumper off the glass. Won't go. Howard is there. Puts it up. Can't complete it. Good defensive play by the Goblins. Roth and Magnus inside.
Nice job by Matt and Zach both on the inside. Instead of going up and getting the foul, they just went straight up and threw Howard off a little bit.
Tyler Lee puts up a long 3. Tipped around a couple of times. Magnus puts it up and a whistle. Tyler Lee probably pulled that one a little bit too far out.
Yeah, I think he did. I think Coach Thomas is going to let him know about that a little bit. But Zach and Matt down here on the defensive side going after the boards, come down here to the offensive side and do the same thing. Just battling underneath there. Matt, the strong ox that he is there, gets the ball, goes up for 2, and gets fouled. He's going to shoot 2 free throws.
So Matt Magnus will step up to the free throw line for Harrison. Gets the first one. Magnus has had a good game so far, has a total of 9 points in the ball game. Second opportunity, and a big one it will be, as it will move the Goblins ahead by 1 if he can make this one.
Yeah, Matt has come out here ready to play tonight.
Takes his time. Second one on the way. In and out, no good. Trusty down with the rebound. So we're all tied at 35 with 3:08 left to play here in this exciting ball game. The championship game of the 4A. The 2 teams making their way here to the Pine Bluff Convention Center. The Rams from Lakeside, the Goblins of Harrison. Dennis King, Jim Kirkland, high above the court side in the press box facilities, as we have had a great time in this ball game so far. And again, they let number 31 Eckelberger take that shot, and I'd let him continue to shoot and encourage him as much as I could.
Yeah, Lindell's going to want to make Eckelberger beat him from the outside.
Edwards makes a move, gives it to Estes to Roth in the corner. Goblins get tangled up, finally clear it out. Edwards is going to pull a three, in and out, no good. Tipped in by Estes.
Good job by Cody that time. Ball bounced off the front of the rim and off the glass, and Cody come flying in from the left wing with the right-handed tip shot. Gives Harrison the lead by 2.
37-35. The Goblin fans across the way and below us here on their feet. The Rams at the other end. A quick move by Wallace to the basket.
Yeah, Tyler that time was overplaying him to the left. Wallace, the right-handed player he is, saw it, took advantage of it, went in for an uncontested layup.
Magnus inside, loses a handle on it. Let's say last touch, they say by the Rams. Goblins get a break. A little slow on that inlet pass. Lee trying to get it into Matt Magnus. He was open for a split second, but by the time he got the ball there, couldn't get it. Estes back out to Roth on the near side. Goblins slow down their offensive game. Roth takes one from 15 foot away. Trusty down with the rebound.
Good shot by Zach. Just didn't go that time.
Landon Trusty gives it and back in the corner to Trusty again. Howard has it. Out on the far side. They're going to work their offensive scheme. As long as they keep the big men out, that will help a little bit. Let's see what they set up this time.
I'll tell you what, Zach's been doing a real good job guarding Trusty this period.
Isolation. Throws the ball away. Again, getting in the air was Breakbill, and he threw it away. Tommy Edwards on the near side. Cody Estes in the corner. Magnus all alone. Has it blocked.
Nice block by Trusty that time. Matt had a clean sleep.
Trusty's going to step back out. Wow.
Inside, outside that time. Good job by Hot Springs Lakeside that time.
39-37, and what a player this young man is. Landon Trusty, when you can play inside and out and shoot the ball at 6'7" like he can, he is a versatile player. Roth making a nice move inside. Trusty's going to pick up the foul. Probably a smart foul on his part. He doesn't have any in the game so far.
Nice job by that time, Tyler.
Maybe his second foul, actually.
No, I think that is his first.
Is that his first foul?
Yeah,
okay.
I think I overheard the PA announcer that time.
Zach Roth steps up to the free throw line for Harrison, puts the first one in. It was a shooting foul. 39-38. The Rams lead by 1. Roth with an opportunity to tie it up once again. Gets it. Zach Roth with a couple of free throws, and we're all tied at 39. Under a minute to play here in this third quarter. And the way the championship game should be played, back and forth, both teams not giving an inch. And the game has exchanged leads several times already in these 3 quarters of play. They're going to set up for one as Wallace dribbles around top of the key. Harrison right now in the man-to-man, looks like. 17 seconds, they're going to have to make a move. Let's see who takes it. Wallace looking for a screen by Howard. Tyler Lee on him, down to 9 seconds. Break Bill.
Ooh.
Edwards tries to steal it, and the whistle.
Good foul.
Tommy Edwards picking up his first foul of the ball game.
Neither team in a bonus right now, so that's probably a wise foul by Tommy there to try to go for the steal, see if he can make something happen.
Third team foul on the Goblins. Trusty backs in, loses a handle on it. And under a second, it's 9/10 of a second, so they're going to have to just kind of throw one. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, Lindell's calling the home run play. Everybody back down. I think Cody's going to throw it the length of the floor.
Tyler Lee throws it up. It does hit the backboard. And after 3 quarters of play here at the Pine Bluff Convention Center, we're all tied at 39, the Rams and the Goblins.
When you receive your next insurance renewal, bring it in to Karen Moore at Insurance Etc. Karen represents several top-rated insurance companies and will quote your current coverage from the companies with the most competitive rates. Insurance Etc. specializing in home, auto, recreational vehicles, mobile homes, and commercial policies. Insurance Etc. conveniently located at the corner of Capps Road and Goblin Drive in the Moore Sales Building. Call Karen for a quote today at 741-1990. Meeks offering outstanding service, a huge selection of product, and tremendous savings. Now with new Express Yard, Meeks offers you 2 ways of getting great service. Load it yourself for fast, easy checkout, or use their full-service yard with knowledgeable and friendly salespeople. When you're serious about purchasing building materials, come to Meeks, the Ozarks lumber leader. Meeks located at Highway 6265 North in Harrison.
Well, the Goblin cheerleaders made their way down here as well, as did a lot of the student body and a tremendous number of fans of all ages coming down to watch the Goblins in this championship game. Dennis King, Jim Kirkland, as we cover this championship game. 1 quarter left to play, and it's just like it started from the first quarter when it was 0-0. It's 39-39, anybody's ball game. The lead has exchanged hands numerous times in this contest. And as we mentioned during the break, Jim, I think the last team to blink may be the team to lose. Trusty with the basketball on the far side. Goblins now in the man. Wilkinson has come back in, puts up a shot. Good move inside by Magnus, keeping his hands straight in the air.
Wild shot by Wilkinson that time. Matt just stood there with his hands straight up. Wilkinson, little dipsy-do that time, threw it off the backboard.
Harrison with basketball. Cody Estes takes it to the glass, won't go in. Had a good turnaround look at it, just couldn't finish it up.
Good look by Cody that time, just didn't get it up over the front of the rim.
Darren Wallace with the basketball as he walks it across the timeline. Neither team has been in the full court. Looks like Lakeside wants a timeout. It's a 20-second. We're going to keep it right here as the two teams walk to the sidelines. The schools participating in this state basketball tournament are all members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school boards. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. And certainly the AAA has had a lot to do with the organizing of this state tournament, not only the playoffs that were in Harrison, but also this championship game here as well. As we mentioned, 10 boys teams, 10 girls teams, from Class A to Class 5A, all making their way down here for this 2 days of nonstop basketball. The best of the best from Arkansas making their way to the Pine Bluff Convention Center. And Dennis King, Jim Kirkland right here along with the best as Channel 8 Sports brings you Goblin Championship basketball at its best. And we hope the Goblins take home the big trophy this year. Certainly a great ball club, and they've had an outstanding season. It would be quite a feat if this young group of basketball players out here could not only win a state championship in football, but a basketball championship as well. And we encourage them as they start the last 7 minutes of play here. The Rams have the basketball. It's 39-all. Wallace has it out front. Again, Eckelberger has it on the near side. Nice move inside by the Goblins. They come up with it. Trusty had it partially blocked, looked like.
Yeah, Zach that time reached in and got a hand on it, tipped it away, and Cody came flying in to save it from going out of bounds. Good defense that time.
So the Goblins with an opportunity to regain the lead in this one. Bounce pass by Lee, almost knocked away.
Harrison trying a little two-man game there that time with Tyler and Matt. Knocked away by Wilkinson.
They'll have it back across the way. Cody Estes will inbound the basketball. Roth in the corner. Estes will come across in the near corner, and Roth will isolate. Takes it inside, has it blocked by Wilkinson. I tell you, once you get inside there, that height that these Rams have on the inside game, you really have to be careful because they can swat them away.
Yeah, they'll make you alter your shots that time.
Wallace has it out front, still tied at 39. Trusty at the low post position, Magnus on him. Back to the other side, Wallace has it. Wilkinson slips up to the top of the high post position. Again, Eckelberger's the man they'd like to have shooting the ball. Not that man, but he does miss it. Wallace pulls the three, and it goes in and out.
First miss by Wallace from behind the arc. Maybe that's good news for Harrison.
Looks like the Rams are going to be in man-to-man defense. Magnus puts it up, has it partially blocked. Takes it again to the basket, gets his own rebound. Good rotation by the Goblins. Tommy Edwards is going to pull up a three, gets it.
Crunch time right there. Tommy feeling it in the fourth quarter. This is his prime time material right here. He likes this. He strives on this, Dennis.
Edwards with a big three-point basket, and the Goblins take a three-point lead with 5:25 left to play in this ball game. And what a ball game it has been. Certainly been our pleasure to cover the Goblins throughout the season in regular season play and in their quest for the championship game here at the Pine Bluff Convention Center.
That time, Trust got the ball down low, little reverse layup there, so he knows it's prime time too. Let's see who battles it out.
Edwards is going to try another one deep in the corner. This time high off the iron, won't go. Estes steals it away. Lee from the top of the key, in and out, no good. Matt Magus with the rebound, one-handed shot, still won't go. Rebound this time is going to come to the Rams. Goblins had several opportunities. Good hustle by the Goblins. And the Rams are going to get fouled in the backcourt. A little trip up that time. It was accidental as Tyler Lee got a little too close to Breakhill, and as he slid across the floor, Lee will pick up the personal.
But good hustle by Matt and Cody down here on the defensive side, or excuse me, offensive side, to keep those loose balls going there. We had several chances, just could not get it. Must have been a lid on the bucket down there, but you got to give the boys credit. Just good determination and hustle.
The Rams will have it. Breakville will have it across the way as they get some moisture off the floor. Certainly don't want any of these players hurting themselves out there. Some fine athletes in this tournament down here at the Pine Bluff Convention Center. The championship games of Class A through 5A. Outside shot. Breakville puts up an air ball. Estes comes out with it. Goblins with the 1-point lead and the basketball. 4:32 left to play. Timeout's going to be called by Coach Lyndall Thomas. We'll take one with them. The crowd on their feet supporting the Goblins. They lead by 1. We'll be back in just a moment.
Miguel's Mexican Villa has been voted the area's best Mexican restaurant and the best lunch available under $5. Now with 2 locations, Miguel's South near the North Arkansas College campus and Miguel's North in the Jonas Shopping Center. Both locations open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. till 2 p.m., Thursday 4 till 8 p.m., and 4 till 9 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Miguel's North is now open from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Enjoy authentic Mexican food at Miguel's.
And there's a good shot of the student body and some of the Lady Goblins that are waiting for their turn on Saturday evening to play Searcy in the championship game. Right now, they're concerned about their cohorts at Harrison High School as the Goblins are battling against Lakeside. The Rams and the Goblins, and right now Harrison leading by 1. Let's see what Coach Lyndall Thomas comes up with on his offensive scheme. Estes backing in, kicks it back out. Roth is open from the 3-point line, gets it.
Nice ball penetration. Good ball movement by Harrison that time on the perimeter. Zach with the wide open 3, and he stepped up there and stuck it.
Zach Roth with a huge basket. The Goblins, their largest lead, believe it or not, as they lead by 4, 45-41. The Rams with the basketball as Trusty has it on the outside. I'm not sure whether I'd want to keep him inside or out, Jimmy.
Oh, Zach's been in his back pocket this whole second half. He's done a fine job on him.
Goblins have done an excellent job on the defensive end. Turnover-wise, have almost non-existent for both ball clubs. Fouls as well have been taken care of. Wallace squares for 3.
That time, Lakeside did a good job of moving the ball around, being patient to get the wide open 3, and that time Wallace, Tommy flew at him with a hand in his face, but he stepped up there and nothing but the bottom.
Tommy Edwards gives it to Roth, back to Edwards, top of the key. Let's see what the Goblins come up with on this possession. Zach Roth penetrates, has it knocked away. Trusty. Let's see if he gives it up or takes the shot. He's going to pull it back. Underneath, Wilkinson takes it to the glass.
Good job by Trusty that time. He didn't force anything when he had the ball out here by himself. Waited for the rest of the teammates to come down and spotted Wilkinson down low, who kissed it off the glass.
Goblins trail by 1, 46-45, with 2 minutes, 39 seconds left to play in this one. Tommy Edwards dumps it off. Estes from 15 foot. Won't go. Wilkinson comes out with it. Let's see if they slow it down a little bit. I can't imagine them slowing it down with 2:25 left to play, but it's stranger things have happened in championship games.
Yeah, they're just going to wait and run their offense, what they've been doing all game. Look down low to Trusty.
Almost loses a handle on it. Wallace. Oh, excuse me, that was Breakville.
Well, tough break by Harrison that time. They were all over Trusty down in the paint there.
Looks like Coach Thomas wants the timeout. The Goblins see their lead diminish, and right now the Rams are up by 4, 49-45 with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in the ballgame.
Ozark Auto Body has been family owned and operated for over 15 years.
Some strategy with his ball club. They trail now by 4. A couple of key turnovers, Jimmy, and an opportunity the Goblins had that time to no avail, and that was a costly one.
Oh, yeah, Dennis. There's still a lot of time left in this basketball game. We've got over 2 minutes to go. We've got the ball. We're only down by 4, so it's no time to panic yet. And Coach Thomas just wanted to call his troops down after that long 3 by Lakeside. Kind of got their fans riled up, so Harrison just wanted to call timeout, get the composure. Let's go back out. Let's run a set play, and let's get back in this game.
A huge possession for the Goblins this time with 2 minutes, 2 seconds left to play in the ball game.
Isolation for Tommy. Isolation.
Let's see what they do. Edwards has it. Guarded by Eckelberger. Makes a move to the basket. Takes a shot. Won't go. Trusty has it and a whistle.
Yeah, Trusty stepped out there on that time to give Eckelberger a little help. Tommy was isolated on him that time. Altered his shot. Tommy a little frustrated he missed it. Come back with the foul. Still a lot of time left. Harrison going to pick him up full court.
Let's see what happens this way, Jimmy. We've got 5 team fouls now on the Goblins, only 3 team fouls on the Rams, and you and I have talked about the importance of controlling those fouls in a close ball game like this, because if you get your opponent in the bonus situation and they can shoot free throws, it can certainly alter the outcome of the ball game.
Yeah, it's just been a real clean played game right now so far to this point, Dennis, and not too many fouls have been called.
Nice move. Edwards almost steals it back. The Goblins out there trying to stay alive and pick up a win here in this championship game. The Rams likewise would like to come up with a championship game and a big trophy. Both teams will receive the trophy, but obviously the big trophy and all the marbles go to the championship game. Deep in the corner, 3-point basket by Breakbill.
Yeah, that was a backbreaker right there that time. Breakbill from the far corner right there, nothing but the bottom.
And we're going to have another timeout called by Coach Lyndall Thomas. The Rams jump up to a 7-point lead, 1:26 left to play. Don't go away, folks. Time, and there is still plenty of time left, but you don't want to get down another 3 or 4 points and let a team like the Lakeside Rams go out into a stall game, and then you've got to go out and, as I mentioned, 5 team fouls, so they only have 1 to give before they get in the bonus situation.
Yeah, what a couple big 3-point shots by Breakbill for Hot Springs that time. One out there on the top of the key, the other one far in the corner right there, nothing but the bottom of the net, but these boys are bound and determined not to go away and not to quit, so let's see what the last minute 26 has in store. Big possession right here for Harrison. Let's see if we can get something to 2 points real quick and then get them on the full court press.
Well, we know the Goblins are winners. This same group won the championship in football. They're trying to get another one under their belt, and these seniors are competitors. Estes pulls up a shot from the corner, won't go in. Trusty comes up with a basketball and a whistle in the backcourt, and that's what I was talking about, Jimmy. Now the Goblins put themselves into a situation where they've got a foul. That's the 6th foul. The next one will send the Lakeside Rams to the free throw line.
Oh, boy, Cody had that one. Just went in and out, just did everything but go in.
Full court pressure being put on by Harrison. Wallace has it on the near side. Here he comes across the timeline. Has the basketball. The Goblins will have to come after him, and I don't know if he's the player I'd want to foul. I believe I would have probably fouled over here on Eckelberger if he shoots free throws like he tries from the outside.
Yeah, that time Wallace just controlled the ball, didn't want to pass it up because they know that he's their best free throw shooter, and Harrison did foul him on the arm there. So they're in the 1-on-1 and will be going to the line to shoot free throws the rest of the way out.
Well, let's see what Wallace can do. Darren Wallace, and he can certainly shoot 3-pointers. Has 5 3-pointers and a field goal, 17 points in the game so far. It looks like he can shoot free throws as well. You know, we mentioned these two teams coming in almost mirroring each other on the offensive end as well as the defensive strategy of these two ball clubs, and it's proven to be that type of ball game, Jim.
Yes, it has, Dennis. Just a good ball game all the way around.
54-45. Tommy Edwards is going to have to pull a 3 in a hurry. In and out, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds, though, by Lakeside, so the Goblins get a break. Just under a minute to play. The Goblins running out of time. They'll have to make every possession count. Tyler Lee pulls one from the corner. Won't go in. Rebound again. Good break for the Goblins. They're having some opportunities here. They're going to have to get one to go down. 50 seconds left on the clock. Harrison trailing by 9. Let's see if they set up a good inbounds play. Roth, he'll try a three. Won't go. Trusty down with the rebound. And a foul by Estes. That's about all they can do.
Yeah.
Goblins have really dug themselves a hole right now.
That's right, Dennis, and that's all you can do is when you get down by 6 or 7 with less than a minute to go, you are going to have to try to shoot threes. They just haven't been falling for the Harrison the last few times down the court, so Trusty's going to go to the line to a chance to increase the lead.
Regardless of the outcome of this ball game, congratulations to the Goblins for making their way for the second year in a row to this championship game here in Pine Bluff. A missed shot and a foul at midcourt. I'm sure Coach Tommy White not very pleased with that foul out there on Wallace. That, you know, when you're leading, you don't want to give up any fouls, but they do have some fouls to give, obviously.
That's right. They've only got 14 fouls for the half.
Harrison with the basketball. Estes, Tommy Edwards, they're going to have to pull a shot in a hurry. No time to spare. Partially blocked. Ball on the court. Let's see who comes out with it. The Rams come up with it, and the Goblins are in trouble. Wallace has it at midcourt across the timeline. As they get it out front, going to have to foul. 24 seconds left. Finally, somebody gets a hand on Breakbill, and you can see the Ram fans are feeling a victory across the way. Tough break for the Goblins.
Yeah, Harrison, though, has just come out and just played their hearts out there. Just a couple bad breaks there. Back about two and a half minutes to go in the ball game there. Ball went Hot Springs' way that time. Got a couple threes, and therefore it looks like they're going to win the state championship.
Well, they can hit free throws as well. Breakbill steps up, puts the first one in. 10-point ball game with only 23 seconds left to play in this one. But it has been an outstanding game by two outstanding teams making their way here to this championship game at the Pine Bluff Convention Center.
With this team, and he'll stand with them throughout thick and thin, and they just, like you said, a couple breaks didn't go their way at the end of the ball game there. Hot Springs capitalized on them, but what a year Harrison has had.
Zach Roth, he'll try a three from outside, in and out, no good. Wallace comes down with it for the Rams, and it's all over but the final seconds or two of this one. No reason to really even foul at this point.
Right.
And that shows you the class of the Goblins. They're not going to. Slam dunk underneath by Trusty as he slips in the back.